Welcome to Talks with Tatum. I'm Michael and I'm so happy that you're here. If you're new to the channel, we're all about evolving and growing into the best versions of ourselves. Because in order to have transformational change, that change must first happen within. Welcome. From Isaiah chapter 40, verses 26 through 31. Look up at the sky and consider, who created these? The one who brings out their attendants one by one, summoning each of them by name. Because of God's great strength and mighty power, not one is missing. Why do you say, Jacob, and declare Israel, my way is hidden from the Lord? My God ignores my predicament. Don't you know? Haven't you heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He doesn't grow tired or weary. His understanding is beyond human reach, giving power to the tired and reviving the exhausted. Youths become tired and weary. Young men will certainly stumble, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will fly up on wings like eagles. They will not run and not be tired. They will walk and not be weary. This is the word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. The truth of the matter is, life beats us down. It's really easy to become jaded through the experiences that we encounter in this life, through all of the trauma and the hardship that we come into contact with, through all of the loss that we experience, loss of friends, of loved ones, loss of opportunities or growth. Life can be so stagnant sometimes, or sometimes it can even feel like this avalanche where you're just constantly rolling further and further down the hill, where you have one step forward and 3 steps backward. How can I ever grow? How can I ever evolve? How can I ever make any progress forward? All I'm ever doing is reacting to all of the hardship and the challenges that I encounter. It's hard to see hope in that world. It's hard to see anything except for survival, when all we're doing is surviving. It's easy to feel the absence of God when it feels like your world is crumbling all around you. But God is near, my friends. And in this season of Advent, as we prepare our hearts and our spirits for the coming of Jesus, it's a wonderful time for us to dig inside, to work on addressing those hardships that we've encountered, to work on addressing that attitude that we have, this way that we just push forward and push through, because that's no way to live, is it? If you can't be aware of your surroundings, if you can't be aware of the goodness and the joy that dwells in the world around us, how can we ever truly move forward if we're so stuck in the past? But the hope of God is abundant. It's everywhere we look, around every single corner, and God is coming, my friends. You know, one of the ways that we look for hope is we look in idols. We look in things and people, right? We're constantly searching for some sort of hope. And sometimes we find that hope in money, in financial opportunities, or things, right? Sometimes it's easy just to latch on to an idea, or maybe a purse, or maybe that new phone, or that new computer, or maybe that new pair of shoes. It's easy to latch onto the hope of that thing. This is what's going to drag me through the hard times. If I can just reach that thing, everything will be okay. But it's so fickle. Monetary things, these physical things ebb and flow. They don't actually renew your spirit. They don't actually give you any forward momentum. Because once you reach that thing, that purse, those shoes, once you actually achieve that thing, what's next? What is next? And will it really fuel you through the hard times? Can you cuddle up and stay warm with a brand new pair of Jordans? I don't think so. The hope of God is renewing in its strength, and leaning into that hope doesn't keep you warm in the hard times. It encourages you to avoid the hard times to begin with. It encourages you that goodness is around every corner, that you can grow and evolve and become an even better version of yourself. And it teaches you to pour out your cup and to know that that cup will be replenished over and over and over and over again, because the grace of God is abundant. In this season of Advent, what might it look like if we were to just lean into the hope of God instead of the hope of man or the hope of things or even the hopes and dreams that we have in our brains? What does it look like to lean into the hope of God? The hope that God calls us and draws us out of our delusions and into a beautiful, sacred world where both you and I have a place and a calling to bring justice and compassion and mercy to a world in such desperate need. God is near, my friends, around every corner that you choose to look, and the hope of God is abundant in this season and the next. If you're only willing to look, if you're only willing to lean into the hope of God, there is no telling what you might find. All thanks be to God.
These are your thoughts, Tatum. This is the hope of God set free. These are your thoughts.